Today is the 30th of the 9th, 2023, and I've been completely screwed up completely with everything I wanted to do. Today I wanted to go to my dad's because I wanted to pick up a couple of music disc packs. Quite simply because I've just found out that I've lost all my music again, but of a different area. So this is the old school jungle tracks that I've been trying to sort out, and I didn't realise because those USB sticks have messed up, and the discs I actually accidentally chucked out last year, and all the other things is causing me to lose that specific music. So I haven't lost it because I got a copy at my dad's, but I can't get to my dad's because the government is stopping me getting on public transport to get there. So they knocked me off 2 bus services that go to that direction, and then obviously you have to get another bus from there. But because the buses only run at certain times in the day, it means if I miss this second bus, I don't make it back to mine in a day. And I thought my dad's too busy to take me back, and there's going to be many other issues as well. And obviously I don't want to have the complications of always having to put up with all that. So they've got away with fucking that up and stopping me get to my dad's to do that. So I've got to wait until until whenever. Right, so the next problem is when they divert me, when the government divert me, they're out of blissful ignorance and nastiness and aggression, they're just nailing me as absolutely fucking sick. Just getting absolutely nasty about it. Set up on a setup. So they timed about 40 people roughly to sneeze and cough in my face in just a matter of an hour, if that. They've timed over 200 people on their phones, mostly phones ringing, that's over 200 by the way, in 1 hour. So they want to try and execute me with radiation, put me into the plot of execution like the Illuminati conspiracies say on YouTube, which they've taken off of YouTube now. So the next problem is getting every car on the road just to nail me as a sick bastard, to say I'm hitting me out black and blue. But yesterday, when I left, just before I got to the bus station, initially, they've decided to time a Honeysett van, spelt in the same name, same way as one of the neighbours there. So I thought, right, yeah. But yesterday, they timed a Blade flooring van just before. Today, they've timed a night attacker van, and they've timed other problems as well. So they're getting really, really bloody nasty about it at the moment. So anyway, after struggling through the town, being sneezed up phone calls at me, and loud bikes to erections, and bikes angled at me to erections, and nailing me as a sick bastard, nailing me as a rapist, telling me they're going to hit out viciously, take my life, destroy me, rip me to pieces or whatever, and telling me that I listen to sick music or whatever else. So they just continued doing that. I had to put up with that for an hour, and a few threats because I was diverting from people and they thinking I'm a bit of a screwball and trying to jump out of the way, people sneezing in my face or whatever, or that sort of problem or whatever. So it's been quite a nasty morning. Anyway, I get on a bus, it's not the bus I want to get onto, I have to get on an alternative bus which is late. So it was roughly about 11:15 it left. So I just went to my normal place that I'm going to, and I'm currently at Chiselborough Church, as you can see, which is over there, which is at Stoke-sub-Hampton, but it's also known as Norton-sub-Hampton. The two are linked together near enough, so I call it either one of the two. It doesn't matter which one I call because I'm not exactly sure which one it is, but it's called Chiselborough Church, and there we are. So yeah, it's been on and off today, the weather. So we'll just get to the weather a minute because I like mentioning the weather. Half sun, half cloud. So we've had a bit of cloud, but it's not been excessive amount of cloud, but at least you've had some cloud, if you know what I mean. As you can see, the sun's coming out now, and obviously there's blue skies as well, obviously. Right, so get to the next part, shall we? So when I get on the bus, it's basically telling me that I'm a sick cunt, and aggressive setups, black and blue, grey, white, rip you to pieces, you need to be knife dead or whatever. It's just setups like that, aggressively, repeatedly, doing the setups in that way, and timing vehicles to smash, be timed out to smash into the bus that I'm on, and black sexual, the timing a knife-shaped vehicle, and followed by some spare traffic lights that are not in use, which are roadwork traffic lights on the side after that. And doing the lethal injection suggestion with the setups as well, like pure injection van and venom van or whatever else, you know, stuff like that. Right, when we get past all that, I get off the bus. Firstly, it's hitting out bikes to erections, fart smell in the shop, and that's in 3 shops today that I've been in, fart smells. Choking me out with a catalytic converter, which smells like rubbing 2 knives against garden cress, which gives that sort of smell, except it's 50 times stronger, and you need to mix white vinegar with it to increase the smell of the type of smell that occurs from a catalytic converter, and it's very annoying. So they're doing that. Most cars are going to electric now, but most of the cars that are setting up in my direction still have the catalytic converter on, and that's the main car that the government want in my direction. And they only caused it since 1997, because before that time it's just a normal exhaust pipe without a catalyst. But they thought, Justin Langford's been born, we might as well destroy him in his lifetime, so we'll get our catalyst and we'll control him that way before we hit him off when he's an old man and too late to have sex for the first time in his whole life properly. So basically after that we have a Meet Men van, MEAT, basically saying you need to go homosexual, and then I can't say the next part because it would cause problems, but they shouldn't be doing it. So, you know, that's exactly what I do. No matter what roadway I take or which pathway I take, they need to time a vehicle at me every time now. That can't be stopped, that's all the time, and it's persistent. So obviously they're hitting the drain covers over, so every time I walk past a drain cover they need to time a drain cover to be smashed over. But walking back from what I was doing yesterday, right, they were timing literally 700 setups, a mixture of photographs taken of me, bikes to erections, colliding cars to smash into me, or whatever. 700 to 800 setups in 7 minutes. They're managing to do that, and it hasn't been that busy walking from the bridge towards Stowford into Yeovil, going to Aldi's and back to mine, and I was very annoyed by that. They literally hit it out fucking heavy as managing to get about 700 to 800 setups. Now this is an estimate, because you're thinking to yourself every few seconds 25 cars pass within 15 seconds, but at a steady flow, and you're thinking to yourself, yeah, they're managing to do that, so when you count that, 30 seconds, 1 minute, you know, you've got 100 in 1 minute, do you know what I mean? 7 minutes, 700, you know, 800 or whatever. So it's like that. So they managed to do that, and also they timed 1,000 loud bikes timed to an erection by midnight last night. Today's about 300, so there's about 150 before I left, maybe a bit more than that, and just over 100 since I've been out and come into here. So then they try and say that I've been with Amy Weston with the setups, claiming that I've had sex with Amy Weston. Then they're digging. I remember going back to 2016 area. She reported me of stuff that I put on Facebook, but the stuff that I put on Facebook was actually connected to the setups that are occurring. There's nothing to do with her, and that almost ended me in jail and serious trouble. And you know, since the lockdown, they stepped that woman's name up, and they stepped up everything else, claiming I've had sex with her when I haven't. Obviously, I can't have sex with a sexual woman. They don't like me, sexual women. So Amy Weston, if I was to just describe her, there's a young girl, singer, lady, sorry. Her name's Gabby Borges, and she's an actress and singer in America. Now, Amy Weston, well, believe it or not, she actually had smoother skin than Gabby Borges. I don't know how that's occurred, and obviously Amy Weston has been with hundreds of my enemies, incidentally, and those enemies that have been with Amy Weston have actually given me nasty, brutal knife, break in and smash you out threats in the past. We go back many years. But, you know, that's that. We'll keep that short because I don't want to cause any trouble. It's unlikely she'll see my recording, but, you know, it's too late to have somebody like that. And obviously Jesus Christ thinks I've been with her, with all his seagulls saying I've been with Amy Weston when I haven't. Then we have this track, the music track called Scooter the Night, which claims I've had sex with Amy Weston, which they buckled up as well against me. And then it says, I'm the great one that's right to be passed on to Dad. Not Dad, on to Mike. I don't know what it says. I can't remember the track that well because it's not my sort of music. And also it's a commercial pop track that's big and it's on now. That's what I call Music 55. So it goes back to another thing I'm going to mention in another video, and possibly I might mention it on air if I can be bothered. So yeah, Amy Weston sort of looked like Gabby Borges. Near enough same look. Maybe a bit longer in the face with a sort of a sexual, less dry and sarcastic look, maybe, if that's the right word to use. But whatever, they're making that suggestion when I've never been with her. The next thing that they did when I got off the bus is they timed the granny to chuck a load of CDs out. So I thought, I know what you're digging at, because they don't want me to collect my music pack. That's at my dad's, because it's the only one that I have that, well, I've only just realised this yesterday actually, that the the CDs that I have, the M discs that I have recorded. I forgot to, I put the wrong ones in the wrong place basically. So what's happened is one part of the jungle ones are there, but I didn't put them, it's hard to explain, but they're all there. So there's 3 packs of the same basically, which I wanted, which should be at 3 different places, and it's all in that one place. And it's got all my jungle tracks on there, and I've got it in a different place, and I accidentally put that in there instead of the other, and when I put the pack together, I forgot I did that and didn't realise I was doing it. So I wasn't concentrating properly when I did it, and it's about 2 years ago when I did that anyway, so so that specific jungle set anyway. So I hadn't lost all my music. We had the issue of losing a lot of my music, most of it, on USB sticks earlier in the year, in July, when they all decided to break at the same time and caused me to lose a Jungle Techno series, Jungle Business, Jungle Splash takes me into Jungleism, Drum and Bass Floor Burners, the Hard Leaders series, which was 3 to 5, because I don't go much on the earlier one or the later ones, and other CDs as well. But anyway, when it comes to music, after the granny was chucking a load of CDs out, they were making another suggestion, because they were telling me that the music I listen to is all sick or whatever. But if we go back just half an hour before that, they're claiming that the discs that I'm trying to pick up from my dad's is pornography. So, which is not true. I'm not into that sort of stuff. Anything that I'm into is sort of either photographs of scenery, music, family photo days out, and stuff like that. So there's no pornography at all connected with anything I'm into. But the government have either mistaken me, or they're shit stirring or doing something to control this force around me to claim that is that, and that's the reason that they're trying to stop me get my music packs from going to my dad's on the bus. Anyway, if we go to 30 minutes later, when we have this set up with the music and the lady that chucks the rubbish bin out of CDs or whatever, obviously there's sick cars nailing me as sick, black and blue cars hitting out, men jogging, running or whatever, and just digging in a nasty way. Once we get past that, it's going to be very difficult for me to explain in this video how I'm, through setups, but I'm just going to give you a quick interpretation of what I see it as. And that is, they're trying to say that my music is fucking sick, is old, is rubbish, and that you need to listen to happy, jolly, good life, sexual music like that. Now, I'm rubbing in, now that's what I call music, saying that. Now that's what I call music is proper music, saying, that's good, and saying that you're a sick bastard and that my music's child molester music if you don't listen to now that's what I call music. Where they've done this in the past, there seems to be specific music tastes that they're trying to force me into that I'm not into. They want me into rock, heavy metal, country and western, hip hop, rap, dance and club music, or the commercial pop and chart music of today. So they're going against the music I'm into to tell me to listen to that. But they seem to be very suggestive with guitar music, and I don't like guitar music, but that's what they're doing. My music seems to be centred in the dark ambient, dark classical area, which I've done on a separate video. I like the old school jungle stuff between late 1993 and mid 1994, but not the commercial stuff, not the ragamuffin stuff, the stuff that's deep. Not so much the dark stuff, but I do like the dark stuff, but I like the stuff that's very deep. So yeah, we'll keep it there for a minute, and if there's any other problems I'll add it to this video, because they're getting absolutely nasty with setups at the moment. It's been going on since September the 16th, but it got really bad. There's a load of animal voice sounds for the whole of this year, from basically late December or mid-December right through until the 7th of May. When the 7th of May came, those animal sounds still occurred, but they stepped up all these setups aggressively, and that only sort of dropped for a bit. And then through the summer they timed at least 6 weeks of loud bikes to erections of no less than 400 a day, and most days, at least, well, nearly every one of those days, 1,000 plus loud bikes timed to an erection every day. So that's really annoyed me. Anyway, anything else will be added on this video, so wait for this. Here's the next part. Well, I've got on the bus and I've had to get off again because they're timing people to cough and sneeze over me with flu, and they're laughing about having the flu on the bus. So getting off the bus means a whole load of setups, the same type of setups earlier, dribbling bow whistle, that sick colour cars, black and blue, just absolutely fucking going for it. I just been outside, and now I've had to come back into church because of weird cunt threat. Well, obviously I've had to leave the church, and I've done that for a while now. So the government are just reversing choking catalytic converters at me and timing about 150 loud bikes and bikes smashing my fucking penis going hard and putting rough nasty bastards in my path. After the day I mentioned from the start of this video, the government want to see how far they can fucking push it. Malicious fucking creator wrist slicing bastards. Just had to go out of a shop. They had to time a wet sneeze in my face. They can't stop it. The government are controlling it. They're too buckled. Nothing I could do. They're corrupt. I'm struggling to eat because the government need to tell me that a catalytic converter is sex with an old granny. Enjoying sex with an old granny. Basically just to tell me that and to stop me eating my fucking food that I'm eating. So I'm not very fucking happy. With a load of other setups, almost stepping sick, sneezed at twice again, and passed a couple of knobheads. No threats at the moment. I'm known as sick by a teenage couple, and Zimmer frame getting onto the bus, timed and angled on me, and then guarantee and time straight after. Kissing and cuddling. 2 bikes timed to an action motorbikes. Someone splashed in a car with a hose pipe, and nailed as a sick grey, red, black, sick white, whatever, black and just kind of AIDS needle suggestion of an orange white van followed by an orange white motorbike in the same form and colour to that suggestion. They're going absolutely fucking crazy on me. Black and blue, that's sick, fucking sexual, every fucking roadway coming into Yeovil. They're absolutely going fucking mental, they're going fucking crazy. The government are going absolutely off the fucking with their corrupt force against me and their setups. Right, a break-in looking poster, suggestion with a trophy held with splattered blood and a sharp appearance in the picture of splattered blood basically. And basically belting my fucking penis about with a loud bike and nailing me as fucking sick with black and blue cars. This is on top of all the information I've already mentioned. Teens photograph me and say he's a sick fruitcake. The government is saying I'm a sick foaming bastard out my mouth, but they're choking me to fuck with a catalyst converter. Even my mum on the phone 10 minutes ago said she can't believe how busy the road sounds. Well, it's been busier than that. Until I just started to make this video, they were smashing every fucking drain cover as I passed loudly, colliding in every fucking car into the side to smash me up, causing trailers with overhang, choking me fucking. So they've choked me out with a catalytic converter. Swing your daddy van, which is not a van that's happened very often. I've only seen that about 2 or 3 times before, which is I've seen that title as a music track from the 70s. I've tried taking a couple of pictures while the sun's been in for a few seconds. It's not been in for very long, but it's been cloudy in one area for a specific time, and the other 2 are taken where it's semi-sunshine, timing vehicles and people to be there just to fuck up, defeat the evidence, defeat the photos I'm on a photograph, and basically just nailing me as a fucking sick bastard. You've got to take into account is these bastards that stopped me doing what I needed to do initially are going to see my dad pick up some CD boxes, so I'm not in a very fucking happy mood. Right, I've made it to Martok, and I'm not very happy because the government have really fucking slammed the setups up. 2 times heavier than it's ever been before, that road, and the time I reached here. And they've been belting loud bikes to erections for the second part of the walk, timing overhanging trailers and many other things, trying to rip my legs off from behind, whilst saying I'm a fucking fruitcake, a head basket, a child rapist, and saying that you need to be fucking hit off because you rape children, without getting the facts right, and even giving names of people I've never had sex with, including Amy, Stephanie, and Sadie. So the government need to fucking sort their fucking self out and stop fucking screwing up. They don't give a shit, you see. They're millionaires. And they think, oh, we're millionaires. We don't give a fuck if we slice people's wrists with a creator god, tear them to pieces, sexually crucify them, destroy them, smash them up, knife them dead, hit them off or whatever. As long as they got their money. And so, yeah, I'm not in a very happy mood at this minute in time. I mean, my day's been defeated. I shouldn't be here having my willy rammed to a loud bike. I should be collecting some discs because I've got them nowhere else to take back home, so that I can sort them out before I take them back up there. Obviously, because I need to guarantee that I have a copy elsewhere. because at this minute in time, that specific disc I don't have anywhere else, because the USB stick's broken. I mentioned this earlier anyway. So what happened is I basically put the 3 of the same one in the same pack when it should be 2 different ones with another one which is already there, and then I should have put the other 2 in a different place in 2 other separate packs. So in packs of 3 containing 1 of each in each. And because I didn't do that, it means that I accidentally put all the number 1 versions in the same pack, and I don't have it anywhere else, and that's why I need to get it. After all these problems that I've mentioned today, the government only want to fucking start fucking giving rows, causing people to give me rapist and fucking child rapist threats, so that's got to be added to the video. I've been in this church 45 fucking minutes, and all the government have been doing after defeating my fucking plans of the day is smashing my fucking penis around, tying to an erection with a loud bike. But it gets even better, because a visitor came in the church, and it's a lookalike to someone who raped me as a child, tying to an erection. So, but they didn't miss out the bike. They'll always keep the bikes in control. I'm not very fucking happy. I can see what this is going to look like on the fucking internet. But, you know, it's true. I'm not making it up. You know, these bastards are doing this.